What's happening? Welcome to the pre-party. Party's about to get started. You know what I'm saying? We around.
Oh, that was like when Kirk Cousins, where it was like, film yourself catching a pass from Kirk Cousins. You film himself missing it by like 40 feet.
That shit's funny as hell.
Yeah, that's crazy. Testing, and you got
Mic check. Alrighty.
There you go, Chief.
There we go.
Players are not bet on them.
What?
I mean, he was trying to kill time in
Yeah.
real life, but like, you know, when you...
This nigga threw the shot back to the end zone. Like, the fuck?
Oh, man.
Alright. 3, 2, 1.
You gotta start the session before you join the session.
Oh, that's great.
It's all very exciting, I understand.
First time for everything.
Well, we've never done the show before. I understand.
Hell, we got another camera.
It's picture-in-picture, please.
Okay. Well,
You can close it, though. I think it's that one.
Well. Sheesh. Alright. I don't know what the fuck this one is, so we just going.
It's on the bottom left corner.
I don't know. Ain't it supposed to be on?
You want to set that? Yeah. You want to set that later?
I don't know. We here. Fuck it. Alright. 3, 2. Yo, what's up, world? We are live. We are back, and I don't know if that's fucking recording because I don't get no feedback. So hold on. I bet. 3, 2, 1. Yo, what's up, world? We are live. We are back. We this month 11 booth, man. I'm talking the greatest podcast to ever touch the airways, the Fresh Cuts Pod. It's Wednesday, so you know we fresh off the shape up every 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But now it's time for the motherfucking show. It's your boy Oak on the mic. I got Pedro in the booth. We got an action-packed show for y'all, man. We got a lot of topics to talk about. But first and foremost, what's up, brother? How you feeling? How you living?
Yo, we're good, man. Fresh off the shape up. You already know how that goes. This was another one of those perfect shape ups, where essentially there were exactly 0 questions and damn near 40 minutes of content. We don't know how it works.
I'm not mad at it.
Look, we flow. We appreciate y'all that jump in there. If you guys have never seen us before, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time,
Yep.
Of course. We have world listeners. You know what I mean? Shout out to the rest of the world. But on IG Live, man, we have fun on the Wednesday.
IG Live, Twitch, y'all watching us, you know what I'm saying?
Velvet do-rags only this week, you know what I mean?
We had black velvet do-rags at that, you know what I'm saying? We had to come
the
right.
finer things. The finest fabrics.
Oh, man. But it's the first episode right after the Thanksgiving holiday, so, you know, we gotta get the little Thanksgiving recap. How was your holiday, sir?
A lot of family.
A lot of family.
A lot of driving.
Were you stuffed? Get a lot of get you
I
good
did
fill?
eat a lot.
Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I did eat a lot of food.
I was talking about
good food.
the food that you
Solid food choices.
Hope you ate enough
A
turkey.
lot of good food choices.
Whatever you decided to do.
You do eat turkey, right?
We had this conversation. The first day, you know.
Well, I don't know if you
kinda
actually. I don't know if it was different this year.
Oh, no, I had my turkey.
Last week you talked about like.
I had my turkey day 2. See?
Day 2.
Yep, day 2.
No day 1 turkey over here.
Yeah, I didn't have day 1 turkey.
Oh, no.
I had day turkey.
Gotta get the day 1 turkey. Gotta get the day 1 ham. All the good stuff like that. The leftovers were demolished. They were like it was a small country that was at my parents' house. So there was not a lot of food to bring back if you did bring back any, but it was good though.
But they had the supply. You had enough supply for
Absolutely.
everybody. That's what's up.
100%.
That's what's up. Mine was very similar. So, you know, hung out at the parents' crib. The immediate family. So everybody Mine is kind of, I think I shared this with y'all last week. Mine is kind of done potluck style, so everybody's responsible for about 2 to 3 things, and then you kind of bring it together, and then there's your Thanksgiving. But it was kind of fire. It was dope. The menu was cool. Everybody, put their hands and heads together, and everybody chefed it up in their own right. And family time is big to me. So it was kind of dope, just kind of hanging around, sipping, laughing, reminiscing, watching football, like the whole nine. So it was definitely a good time spent.
As long as your 2 things were not sporks and napkins, then you're good to go. So, what were the 2 things you were in charge of?
So my 2 things, I was in charge of the salmon. I made
salmon.
Yeah, it was
alternate meats.
got options. I made a pineapple teriyaki fried rice, and
Jesus.
then Brussels sprouts, which I kind of roasted. It was kind of fire. It was kind of good. But because a lot of
pineapple teriyaki fried rice.
It was dope. It's good as shit. You know what I mean? It's options. But So of course my family, like, multiple people can't cook, so it turns into, judge my food, judge my plate, da da da. So my aunt, she's the biggest shit talker in the family. She comes in, she makes the yams every fucking year. So she comes in, and me, like, before you start warming stuff in the oven, make sure y'all taste my yams. And she in the kitchen putting the marshmallows on top, like licking the spoon and shit. She's like, she's the person that's like, you see them drug dealers back in the day, like, buy this product. She's like with the yams.
She had the blue magic of
she's like, get these yams.
So there were marshmallows on top of them.
There were marshmallows.
I would have respectfully had
Nah, they were definitely.
I would have said you gotta leave some without the marshmallows on it. A little pineapple juice action going. I mean, at our house, the yams, the pineapples, you have the glaze and whatnot.
Yeah.
No marshmallows. And I verified with some other family members. Absolutely not.
Okay.
Respectfully declined. I'm sure they're wonderful. Sure, it's a delightful treat. No, sir.
Said, not on my fork.
There would be no marshmallows anywhere remotely close to any plate of mine. That's that.
Hey, man, it's one of those things. It's like this different strokes for different folks, man.
Sure.
But no, it was, like I said, it was definitely an enjoyable holiday. Thanksgiving is definitely my favorite holiday. So I like being around family. I'm a foodie at heart, so it was just the best of both worlds.
Gotcha.
So we here. You know what I mean?
Well, that kind of reminds me of something. And I would say, I don't even know if this even counts as an open question, but I always think about this every year.
Okay.
It's something that bothers me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Let's say you're down your luck. Okay?
Okay.
You're working the best you can. Try and do all that you can. Okay? You're hungry, and it's Thanksgiving. If you're a homeless person, why does society insist on giving homeless people frozen turkeys? Like, literally, what the fuck are you going to do with a 12-pound frozen turkey the morning of my... This isn't even like a giveaway.
Like a couple days before, so you actually got time to plan it out.
Where you could thaw it out.
Right.
You could find someone to cook it. Like you just go to these jobs, and I mean, this is legal. These are. I mean, there's the legal giveaways. You have the drug dealers. You have the rappers. Everyone gives away frozen turkeys.
Yep.
And in theory, it's a phenomenal idea.
Absolutely.
But much like the idea of everything being digital currency, and now all of a sudden people asking for change, and I'm like, I haven't carried a single dollar bill in me in 3 years. So, and if somebody, again, I think we talked about this before, if someone pulled out a cell phone talking about they have Cash App, please get the fuck away from my car. Because
They're about to start walking around QR codes.
I've never not given someone money so fast in my life. If someone had a QR code on anything. But why do we insist on frozen turkeys?
Why do we insist on it? I couldn't tell you.
Why is it a thing?
Now, granted, yes, I get the message behind it. I get it. Like, everybody wants to show the act of kindness. Like, the holiday season is the time to give back.
Sure.
Whether it's give back to the community, give back to individuals, families, whatever that looks like for you. And then everybody has their own parts, right? So you'll see some celebrities. Sometimes you'll see sports teams. Sometimes you'll see just a group of people.
Everybody does it. That's
everybody
what I'm
in mind be giving out free turkeys, right? Now, I don't think it's a thought out process because ideally...
Thought out or thought out?
Both.
Neither one.
There you go.
You're damn right.
Well done. There you
well
go.
Done.
Got you.
Well done.
So I feel like if you're going to plan this, right? When we say proper planning.
Yeah.
If you're going to plan this shit out, I would much rather a hot meal, right? Shout out to any of those who have participated in, any of
any give back,
like any give back, community service event, like all that shit. Like
there's a lot of those also.
There's a bunch of them.
Make sure we give credit for that. Sure.
Right. So I would prefer one of those events because they're gonna give you a hot plate like the day of. Like they got food around. They're gonna give you like shit that's steaming off, like whatever it is. They're not gonna give you this football turkey bowl Thanksgiving turkey. Dude, now you got to go deal with this shit. Like where am I gonna take it to? Like am I gonna take it to Popeyes and here's $5 Popeyes? You trying to cook my turkey for me?
If you're down bad, like adding a 12-pound frozen turkey to my day isn't exactly like the beam of light.
Where the fuck am I carrying it? First of all,
here's the thing though. Let's say you found someone to cook it. You know how long it takes to cook that?
Oh yes, you're gonna be hungry as shit.
Like okay, if you had like sliced turkey or something, right? Mm-hmm. And you're like, hey, can you heat this for me? I can microwave slices of turkey.
That's simple.
Look, I'm not saying it's a great turkey. I'm not saying it's all the way seasoned. But you give me 4 or 5 minutes in a microwave, I can heat you. Like, okay, the rotisserie chickens. Like, I personally would be like, why don't we amass rotisserie chickens, the little $5 bag chickens,
and just
get those away?
Right.
You can eat it hot
right
when they come. But you can also eat it cold. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, maybe it's whatever. But it's a much more manageable amount of food. You can give away, like,
no
5 of them.
No one's walking away and eating a 12-pound turkey to themselves. That's first of all.
Yeah. And it's not like, oh, yeah, thank you so much. Let me go use my microwave. First of all, you can't microwave that. It's never going to come.
About to break the shit in pieces, put it in an easy bake oven or some shit like
that.
What?
And there's no barrel fire that's going to work out that well. It's just not. So at this point, we are now crossing into thanks. But what?
Like, literally, the fuck am I supposed to do with this?
No sides, nothing to drink, just a frozen turkey. 9 a.m.
No seasoning.
And you're there mad early, so you don't run out. So you now have a frozen turkey on generally a day that's not terribly warm in most of the country. Mm-hmm. So it's not like you want to keep it near your body. That's not helping out anything. Guys, I don't know. I just feel we gotta do better. I don't know. Just rotisserie chickens.
You got options. Like, you can do Cornish hens, just have them joints like pre-cooked. Like, you can do all that shit. There's options. I don't know.
I mean, I'm not saying we gotta cook 112-pound turkeys and give them away, because that's also very weird.
Yeah, but you can give everybody 2 Cornish hens and call it a day. And, yeah. And they're definitely more personal size.
I don't know. I'm just thinking about that, and I also just think about, like, you hear, like, someone's like, hey, do you have any change? I'm like, never. Literally never. I literally put all of it in whatever little cup at the place.
We had this conversation like a month ago or some change where it's just like there's going to be a shift in society where the cash flow, yes, is slowly going down. Like more people are tapping into like NFC payments, like contactless payments, like the whole nine. So at some point in time, there is going to be that homeless person that's at that corner that you gave $1 to one random day. And then now they're asking you for $1, and you can't give them the $1 because guess what? You ain't got no cash money, and they ain't got no QR code. So how the fuck they gonna get the money?
I also think back too, like if you give someone $1, what can they do with $1? I mean, you can't even get a water bottle. Like, I mean, what is it, like a Poppy store? Can you get a water bottle 50 cents anymore? 75 cents?
No, you can get it. If you go to Poppy store, you can get a water bottle for $1, like one of the little Deer Park joints.
I mean, $1 flat? Yeah. They're not gonna ask for $1.06 or something?
Nah, like the Poppy store usually don't tax. Like, if anything, they may charge you $1.
Card transaction.
Yeah, card transaction, they'll charge you the extra. But it's like, if they may charge you $1.25. Okay, now I gotta come with another quarter. But for the most part, the regular bottle of water, you can go to the Poppy store and get them for $1.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I just think about it, it's like, we gotta... we
do better.
I understand the idea. I understand charity doesn't come in, like... there's no cookie cutter charity. I get it. Like, you can't be like, oh, that's not the right way to give back to people. No. I'm just thoroughly confused as what is the next step. The person leaves and says, thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving. And you close the back of your truck and you pull away, and in your mirror you see 65 people standing there with 12-pound frozen turkeys. And in the back of your mind, you don't go, man, what are they going to do with those? You know why? Because when you're going home, whoever it was in your family who was in charge of cooking the turkey has been cooking their turkey for 12 hours now. It's just like, what?
Usually the turkey, like, those who have cooked Thanksgiving dinner,
usually at least like, cooked it for 3 hours.
That's what I'm saying. Usually turkey is one of the earliest options.
When you defrost it,
right?
The defrosting process, the seasoning, the prepping, It's
It's not a quick process.
Yeah, no, hell no.
Nowhere near as quick as it.
So when you pull
hand
off
somebody a frozen turkey.
Yeah, when you pull off with your U-Haul, and you look in the mirror and be like, wow.
U-Haul.
You know, in 16 hours they'll be able to enjoy that because they let the sun defrost it for them because they had nowhere else to put it. I don't know.
I don't know. I wish I had answers for you. Like, I know we talked about this shit offline, and I've always thought about that shit. I'm like, if a homeless person, like, if I'm hosting an event, a homeless person shows up and it's like, hey, I'm here for my free turkey. In the back of my mind, just as a critical thinker and a person who has normal common sense, I'm like, what are you about to do with this? Like, yeah, I give you this turkey, but what are you about to do with this? Like, where are you about to go? Now, granted, it doesn't matter to me. It's a fucking free turkey. I did my due diligence. I checked my box. I kissed my baby. Just got my autograph. Did what I had to do. Right. But that's the shit in the back of my mind. If I'm handing that personal turkey out, I'm like, yeah, I don't really know. And then the turkeys that go uncooked, where do they end up? Is you back at someone's shelters, dumpsters full with frozen turkeys now?
I don't know.
That's the shit I think about.
I mean, this is a rabbit hole, but I mean, like, what happens if you're a homeless person with allergies? Have you, like, okay, I've left a restaurant before and, like, had, like, leftovers.
Yeah.
There's a 45% chance I'm actually going to really eat these leftovers and enjoy them. So there have been times where I literally was just like, hey, there's a homeless person, and I was like, you know.
Yeah, just give them left, yeah.
This stuff's still hot.
We've been there before.
But, like, what if they were, like, allergic to something?
Like, you just had some crazy-ass seabood or some shit, and like, no, I'm not about to eat this.
And you found out, like,
next thing you know,
the next day, boy, you gave them, like, some shit and just ended them.
Boy's throat closed up with some shit like that, and you're like, fuck.
like, did you do the right thing? Or was it better for you to be like,
I mean,
bro, I ain't got it.
You had the right intentions. You bought yourself one less free range ticket to HE double hockey sticks, you know. So you got your ticket for the day. You got your Good Samaritan outcome for the day.
I think about that. Like I think nowadays I feel like there's more food allergies. There's more limits and restrictions on food. I mean, now look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Religious or not, I feel personally, if you're ever in a situation like that, you really can't be super picky. If someone gives you a Baconator and you're a homeless Muslim guy, look, I don't know.
It is what it is at that point.
I don't know. I don't know what you're supposed to do at that point. I hope I never have to figure it out. Like, but it's like, you know, if someone's like, hey, you know, offers you something or whatever it happens to be. But I just think about things like that and I'm just like, what if you made it worse? Like, what if it upset their stomach? Like, what if they were like, you're already down bad, and now you're over here with like the crazy like stomach pains,
you start breaking out hives or some shit.
It didn't agree with you.
Yeah.
And now you down there just right. Meanwhile, you're in the car like, wow, honey, we gave him that food for dinner. What a good guy. Meanwhile, this man is fighting for his life over here.
Mind you, he's homeless, so he has to find the bathroom. He has to do all that extra shit.
Well, according to the shrimp guy, he's trying to find the EpiPen right now currently. I don't know. It's so hard to be charitable. Yeah. And the reason I think of that now is because we're entering that purgatory, it's the holiday purgatory. Yep. You're going to have 65 different people ringing 45 bells for all kinds of different things to donate and things to give money to. Yep. We've been rounding up dollars all year, which is very painful because at this point, I don't even ask what they're donating. It literally could be like, you want to support your local KKK fund? I wouldn't even know. It would just round the dollar up.
Round the dollar.
Yo, every once in a while, I actually read it. But, like, sometimes I'm like, all right, did I round up $1 this week? How many times did I do it? Like, how many things do you buy? Mm-hmm. And how many times does someone ask you to round $1 up, give $1?
I mean, most of the self-checkout joints, we talked about that a couple weeks ago, too. Most of the self-checkout ones now ask you that on your card payment.
And what do they give the dollar to?
I mean, I guess it depends on the place. Like, I know Walmart is, like, Last time I read Walmart, I don't know if it's the same thing.
6 years ago. Go ahead. I understand.
Right. Last time I read Walmart, I think it was like it was either St. Jude or St. Chris.
He said
one of the hospitals.
He said they were donating to the Y2K fund. Last time I read this, so
But it was like the St. Jude or St. Chris hospital, one of the two. And so I was like, okay, cool. But most times I don't read the shit. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Does it matter where the money goes when you donate money?
Yes.
It does?
Yes. So to me, it does personally.
Okay, I mean, not like a radical terrorist. You're like, okay, I was joking about the KKK part. Like, If it said round up, I'd be like, no, round my dollar down. As a matter of fact, I actually want to take money from the store for.
I actually need a tax break for this.
No, right? Like I absolutely need a physical receipt. But I mean, when you say I'm gonna round the dollar up, when you say I'm gonna donate the dollar, doesn't matter if it's St. Jude's, doesn't matter if it's the Red Cross, doesn't matter, or you're just like, I donated something to somebody today. Look, I got $5 a week.
Does it matter? I would say if it's a good cause, yes. Like if I'm at fucking Walmart.
Is it not a good enough cause for you?
What, St. Jude's?
Just certain children being sick isn't a good enough
cause.
No, that's right. It's only a podcast.
No. What I'm talking about
certain
is
kids aren't good enough.
What I'm talking about is the ones that you see, like, because we talked about this shit a couple weeks. We saw the ones that are in the self checkout. And it's like, do you want to round up XYZ? But it doesn't give you an explanation as to what your money's going to. But then we saw. I think we were talking about it was like some of these self kiosks. It's like a almost like a tip jar for their employees.
Oh God.
So I'm just like, if in that situation, I'm not tipping you because I just self-checked my shit out. You did nothing for me. You didn't bag my shit. You didn't ask me if I needed some help. You didn't even point me in the direction of the fucking milk. You just said I need my tip. For what? No, I will not round up. Matter of fact, give me Uncle Sam's taxes too. Like the fuck you talking about?
Yeah, the whole tipping thing. Oh man, this. Like there's a lot of videos like that I like about comedy about it and things like that, but tipping in this country is getting
outrageous.
Yeah, like
everything's included now. Like I don't even remember the last time I went out.
Like service fees, things like that.
No, most I don't know if you paid attention. Most places are including that shit. Whether it's pickup, delivery, like restaurant, like a lot of places are including your gratuity, and they try to sneak that shit in there. Before they used to like draw it out like, here's your receipt, included gratuity. They don't even put included gratuity in here. It's like extra charge for whatever, and you're like, the fuck is this? Oh, it's gratuity.
It's a Thursday charge.
Like what?
Just for Thursday.
What you talking about? We were talking about that shit. We went to a bar a couple weeks ago, and now it's come to find out we've been going to this bar for years.
Yeah.
Now come to find out now gratuity's included in that shit. I almost tipped these bitches another $15 the other day. We was in there.
Well, I think for every person that actually tips above and beyond, there's probably people that's probably skimming a bit. So they probably break either even or do better overall.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, but there's definitely times where if you buy a $6 beer and you give them the rest of the $10 bill. That's a way better thing than you charging me an automatic 20%. 20%. I mean, you're only getting whatever. What $1.50 on $6?
You're right. So
no, that's even less than that. You're like $1.25.
$1.20, yeah.
Yeah, $1.25. I'll give you $3. I mean, well. You wouldn't have built it in, bozo. There you go. That's what you did. I'm not sitting there arguing with you. Like,
but I'm like you in those situations. Like something like a lot of times, like if I got cash and shit, I'm just keep the change, and then you end up making out more. Like if it's not like outrageous, like it's not like I'm expecting you to give me back fucking $20. Like just keep the fucking change.
But like the grocery store, man. Like we're like you went around $1 to donate to the Tasmanian Devil Fund, and I'm like I don't know, dude. Like what was it yesterday, dude? Like I was supporting kids yesterday, or I'm supporting whales today.
God fucking whales.
I'm over here helping explore the moon, the Mars. Like, I'm like, bro, can we just whatever you guys are doing, just 38 cents every day it's getting ridiculous. Like I'm just
it adds up.
And yeah, I just say, hey, look, I got 3 of them. Across every transaction I do.
So you're giving yourself 3 a week.
I don't have a hard number, but sometimes I'm like, look, like. For example, let's say your bill is $97.01 or it's $97.97. Mm-hmm. You got a better chance of me to round up to the dollar and it's 3 cents than the other, the 99 cents. I'm letting you know right now. I'm already mad at the grocery store because for the $97 I have 6 apples and a pack of bacon. I'm confused. I don't even have. There's no steak. There's no crab legs.
Shit in here.
Yeah,
it's all finger food, like fuck.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat 3 apples on the way home. Like I don't even like the pack of bacon. I literally can't eat because I'm with homeboy down the street who can't cook his fucking turkey. So now we gotta wait till we get home. Like these are the things I think of, and I'm like, you want more money? We're donating to donate to me. How about we donate to the grocery store so we can afford this stuff? How about that? Let someone donate what do you? I don't need 2-parent household foods. I need a little oppression. It never hurt anybody.
Oppression.
Single parent.
Man said I need an oppressive turkey.
Yeah, single parent milk. That's fine with me. Let's get 40 cents off these gallons. Let's
not the single parent household milk.
Orange juice is a crime.
It is.
I used to drink orange juice as a kid by the gallon.
It's disgusting.
Which may be why my immune system is so outrageous right now, because I have 17,000% of my vitamin C intake for my life still running through my veins from when I was 9 years old, still going, and to me it's just like $7 for a gallon is just, bro, I can't afford this. That's 8 cups. I can't.
No, legit.
I can't do that. Because I know what I do with orange juice.
Fucking violate.
I buy it on Thursday. That's not gonna see Sunday. But now I gotta drink.
No one's spending $14+ for 2.
But now I'm out here drinking juice like liquor because I'm like, damn, it's like bottle service. I can't afford this. I gotta take a little sip.
I gotta bring out sparklers with my juice now.
Man,
the amount that I'm paying for this shit, I gotta make it worth my while.
You gotta start cutting your juice. You gotta start putting half water, half. I can't afford to do juice. I can't do it.
My man in the lab fucking cutting lemonade nigga, what?
Somebody out there with a big cup, you better get that little 8-ounce cup. You better put that shit back.
Fucking thought this was.
Not my house. What's wrong with you? You ain't bought no juice recently, my boy.
Oh my god.
Put that juice back. Get some water. But these are all the things my parents said, but my parents said this, 20 years ago in inflation. Inflation is whipping ass right now.
Man, listen.
Whipping ass.
We are on and this is the crazy part, and I think about this shit sometimes. I think about our generation, and I think about the generations to follow, and I guess this is a nice little segue for the next story.
Sure.
But I think about where the people, our parents included, the people who came before us, how they lived their lives, how they governed their spending, all those things, how the market was, all that shit, and to now. Yes, there's a vast difference. The economy is ever changing. In general, your every day-to-day things are changing, right? We complain about things are more expensive, yada, yada, yada. So I was actually reading this article where they were talking about they did a recent survey with millennials and baby boomers. Yeah. And the idea behind the survey was to kind of figure out certain mindsets and traits that people have. Okay. And in this, they found out that the baby boom era found it okay to make a significantly decreased amount of income, on a yearly basis. They were okay with making under $100K. They were okay with all that shit. They're saying the average baby boomer didn't go higher than $125K a year. That was the average.
Ever in their life.
Right. They're content. They are completely fine with the spending, all that other shit. They live based off of happiness. Now, when they turn the survey over to the millennials and so forth, the minimum requirement of financial stability in this country is stated to be $525,000.
To do what?
Be happy, be content, live life, be able to have that other form of income. We've had this conversation offline too. Why is it in today's day and age, I have a regular 9 to 5.
Okay.
Right? If you're blessed to be in sales, you might make a little addition with your commission, right? Now, with that being said, that's just your regular income. Then you got to deal with all the extra shit. So most people are I got to figure out how to make this whatever residual income, right? Maybe I'm going to be a TikToker. Maybe I'm going to be a podcaster. Maybe I'm going to sell some type of product to where now your work-life balance is zilch. There is no work-life balance whatsoever. So now you're working 90 hours a week. Do the fucking math on that. And trying to figure out how I can bring in, let's say, hypothetically speaking, you make $80,000. And we can actually transition to the bowl we watching before this shit too. But let's say hypothetically speaking, you're making $80,000. For you to now bring in that residual income, how does that come about, and where are you getting that extra money from? Most millennials feel as though they need 4, 5, 6 jobs, maybe a little trade, little this, little that, and now I'm taking 100+ hours a week to make maybe $200K. $250, if that.
Nuts.
Like on average. So where do we draw the line to says, hey, where we are in life, it's okay. It's content. I get it. The government is fucking us in the ass, like legitimately. But where do we fall in the line of contention to where our, I don't know, call them predecessors, but our generations before us came?
I mean, the easiest part is you just don't have to deal with comparison. Baby boomers aren't sitting there posting up mall trips of things where you may have put your last dollar in that damn bag, but you got a bag that says a certain thing, and now you're comparing yourself. Now you feel like you're a failure because you're working at the same time they are, but you don't know what they do. You have no idea how they came into it and things like that.
Right.
Baby boomers also spent majority of their life not needing $100,000, not needing $75,000 a year to be able to purchase a house, to pay for their college, to pay for their college loans, to purchase a vehicle, to take care of their family. These are all things that are relatively new. Inflation, yes, inflation is kicking butt. But at the same time, to be honest with you, like, some of it also is we're so engrossed in comparison and trying to... And look, and we're all part of it. Yep. I'm not saying I'm above it. Nope. Oh, no, I absolutely look and be like... Damn, I gotta go hard because this person did this.
Or like everything is so quick, fast. What so in our fingers, like the moment you see somebody post something on Instagram, it's like, damn, I wonder what the fuck they did. Like I wonder what the fuck they did. Like we joke about this shit. Some of our friends, we never see them at work. They either always fucking traveling, whatever. What the fuck do they do? Like, but you're always like the fast paced nature of social media. You're always continuously comparing yourself to whether it's peers or other people in your age bracket or even higher. So I get it.
I'm gonna be honest with you. We're just now, and I'm talking about we specifically. And I can't say I'm 100% on board with this, but I'm gonna say what it is. I feel like we're just now getting to an age or a certain time. Us, not people younger than us. Younger than us, that's chalk. That's a dub.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh wow, it's impressive to own a home.
Yeah.
It's impressive to have your student loans completely paid off.
Yep.
We're people of like, we came together through struggle. We came together through different stressors in life. Like, a lot of us have debt of some sort.
Yep.
A lot of us rent or, whatever it be. A lot of us are maybe our first car that we purchased.
Right.
Not given from, the hand down, not, mom and dad maybe co-signed with this. This is the first one that we went and bought. This is the first one that we went out, maybe to the dealership by ourselves and bought. Yep. And again, that's no shit if you never had. There's no shit if you have. These are the things that we're doing as we're entering our 30s, our late 20s.
Yep.
And the majority of our friend group is late 20s, early 30s, maybe into a little bit later like 30s. Local, but majority of my friends I would say that I communicate with are somewhere between the age of approximately 27 to 28 to about 35.
Right.
Somewhere in about that 7 years. In that part, I don't care what nobody says. That is still extremely young. There's still a lot of opportunity. You're still doing a lot of discovery. You're in that
next. I call that time period. Like, we go through different transitions in life. That's like your next, like, somebody said it the other day. So that's like your next adulting transition. Like, you're in your next full blown stage as an adult. You may have made your first major purchase, whether it was your first car, your first house, your first major purchase in that time frame. Some of our peers are out getting married. Some of our peers have made life changes, picked up, moved to a new city, found their significant other, getting married, having kids. Like, that's the portion of life that we are in.
Correct. And I feel like baby boomers, like, you kind of had that textbook, okay, you did trade or went to college after high school, maybe you joined the military, cool. Mm-hmm. You got married to whoever your high school sweetheart was, whoever was in the neighborhood. We're not out here chasing love. The people that they were falling in love with were not chasing millionaires and Instagram models
was worried
and
about
athletes.
This. Everybody was legitimately worried about love.
Now, don't get me wrong. There were people in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s that wanted a millionaire.
Of course.
Absolutely.
There's always going to be
1,000%. Want to be with a high roller. Yes. But at the same time, the value of a sense of, hey, look, I'm going to settle down with somebody that I know, I can figure out. And it's more important that we get it all together to be able to raise a family together than be able to take really cool Instagram photos and whatever happens to be, is a thing. I don't think divorce was any less. I just think it was looked down upon, not nearly as accessible before. A lot of stories, people's grandparents, like that,
You had more long-term relationships,
generational
relationships,
or the verses. Oh yeah, my grandma and my grandfather don't even like each other at all.
Oh yeah,
but they were like, yo, we stuck it together because that's how they were raised. There was no divorce. It was like, look, we know the same.
We gonna figure it out.
But we gonna stick together because we've been married for 35 years.
For the families, for the kids,
exactly.
We got their best interests in mind.
Right. If you know us, you already know this is a dub. Right. Since you go from there, or they just live their life that way. I just think that the $525K I think is relative to someone making $100,000 in the 70s.
Yeah.
So because of so that was enough cushion to be able to pay your bills, pay your debts, buy your house, take care of your family, and also enjoy your vacations. Also enjoy your time off. Also enjoy the physical goods. And yeah, I mean, when I think of, both of us, about $35,000 a year, whatever happens to be for federal purposes.
IRS, don't come looking for me.
Hey, look, I was proud of myself last year. I cleared 37,000. There you go. That's all I need to know. But essentially, but doing that amount, $37,000. Jokingly, $37,000 today is not $37,000 in 1930.
Absolutely
40,
not.
50, 60,
the dollar stretches.
$37,000 in 2050 will be even less.
Yes.
And things like that. I personally, you have milestones that you may want to make or may want to do, but those milestones and things change, and it's not because you're selfish. It's because it's just the cost of living, the cost of things, the cost of areas, the cost of goods and services. Everybody wants technology. Everybody wants the better this, better that, more expensive, more fancy version.
That's what it comes with.
Well, more fancy is more expensive.
Yeah.
Like, look, when you bought your first calculator, it was $8, and it didn't do shit. When you bought that TI,
that little T9 93X,
right? That TI 83 was $100.
Yeah,
$130 depending on when you bought it, because it did a whole lot more.
Right.
Well, y'all out here asking for TI spaceships and shit. Well, that's gonna be more. You wanted to have a diagram and shoot a hologram on the wall of the math problem.
You pay for your livelihood.
And that's gonna go shit. That's gonna be a couple of hours that you got. So I think things like that. If we went from where we are to $525,000, yeah, I feel like I'd be a happier person. Yeah, sure, I would have different stressors, I'm sure, but that's something that's money I don't see. That's money that you're gonna be able to pay and do everything that you want to do. Maybe knock out stuff flat out in one payment, and then live your life, and things like that. It's just we're just in a different mindset, and I think that a lot of things are very, I wouldn't say day to day or year to year, but I feel like people also are surviving right now.
Absolutely.
Like surviving to me is being able to pay your bills. You ate this week,
right?
Maybe not every day, but you ate this week. You have a little fun money, or maybe you have enough money that you can blow a little bit of it. You probably shouldn't have, but it's okay.
You're not necessarily living paycheck to paycheck,
right?
But you still count a couple coins from time to time. It's like still making sure you're good, you're legit. Like I feel like the average person or people who we're around, that's kind of the run that they fall in.
Yeah. I wouldn't say we have a whole lot of friends who are out here like, oh yeah, if I get paid for 6 months, I'd be just fine. Yeah, no. Probably would not be okay. But at the same time, got a couple dollars here, got a couple dollars there. We all be like, yeah, this week I ain't got it, chief. I had to be an adult. And the funny part is, what do we say?
I had to be an adult.
We had to be an adult. We've already been adults.
But the crazy, we already know what the fuck that means.
Right, exactly. But adulting to us is essentially, damn, like we're doing the stuff that we felt like still our parents do. And we're trying to make it seem like that's what we're supposed to be doing while navigating things, and it's different. It's just a different time, and I think that the baby boomer to millennial to the Gen Z to whatever's after Gen Z, because I think they were already born, the comparisons and the dollar amount. Look, man, I Harvard ain't $30,000 a year. No. Harvard was at one point. I can't go buy a brand new car for $7,000 anymore. Not even close.
Doesn't even exist. They gonna look at me like, is this your down payment?
I can barely buy a high-end bicycle for $7,000 on the city deal, right? Ain't a motorcycle.
No, absolutely fucking not.
Brand new? No, absolutely not. I would say you may have the highest end Lance Armstrong bicycle that you can get for $7,000. Like that may be where you are. When you pay for your groceries, $100 in the grocery store isn't even what my parents paid $100 for. Damn sure ain't what the baby boomers did. Okay, yeah, absolutely not. So
Your dollar stretch a lot longer back in the day, and with the economy ever changing, this fast paced world that we're in, where everybody just wants more. I'm intrigued to see where we are over the next decade plus, because it's gonna be scary. I'm not even gonna lie to you when you look at it.
It's a lot of change.
So, but speaking of which, and I guess to kind of transition this to the next topic, we can stay on the money driven. You showed me a nice little video before the show started, where what's his name? Ryan. Fuck. What's the comedian's name? Damn it. It'll come back to me. The video we were showing where the bull was talking about having 80K.
Dating his budget.
There, yeah. You gotta date inside your budget. So we were talking about the whole storyline of the 525K. They were just talking about how people lived in being content where they are. There, it's Ryan Davis. Where people are living a content life. So they're saying the baby boomers, that's kind of the stage that they lived through. They understood, like, they called it in the article, quote unquote, true happiness, where it's just kind of like, yes, I may have these bills, yes, I have this, yes, I had this, but my household's good. If you had a significant other, my significant other is good, my children are good, and that's where they kind of put their major focus, and then let life be what life is. Now, when we look at this new generation, this new day and age, we've had conversations about, relationships, spending money, dating versus actually being with somebody, and like what all that shit looks like. So Mr. Ryan Davis actually laid down the law in a video where he was like legitimately, where he was just kind of like, when you look at your overall income, right? Are you living? And this is how I took it. Are you living within your means when it comes to dating? So, for most men, we can speak on behalf of them. We're gonna get some women for the show this time around, but most men, when you're in that realm, right? Let's say you meet your new person, you swipe right on Bumble, right? Meet the baddie, fat ass, looking good, so dope ass conversation, Y'all agree to link up, meet, watch a movie, go get some food, whatever that shit looks like. So the whole ideology behind this man's conversation is staying within your means, and he kind of broke down your weekly income and kind of looking at the big picture. So it's just kind of like knowing where you fall, and I can go into all the math and all that shit if you guys want, but knowing where you fall on that realm. If you're making $300 a day, do you feel comfortable, or does it make sense to take that girl out on a $200 date? Like, to swipe that card and be cool, $250 for drinks, dinner. Okay, let's say you may have gotten lucky. That's not even a guarantee sometimes, right? No, dead ass. It's not even a guarantee sometimes. We've heard the horror stories. You've seen this shit on Twitter where niggas is out here cutting checks and chicks is out here, I appreciate it. Check the deuces, keep it going. But it's just kind of like living and staying within your means when it comes to dating, right? We've had continuous conversations of, there's different variations and different levels of cuffing season going on right now, wherever you all fall, that's y'all business. If you want to come share, please comment on the podcast. We can definitely bring up conversation at a later date. But everybody falls in some type of realm if you are entertaining someone, right? But what does that look like for you? Are you the person that's out here cutting $300 checks per dinner? Are you the type of person that's staying within your means? He was saying, like, the person who's making about $40 an hour, your means is probably like $80 to $100 for the date, right? When you look at the way it's boiled down. Yeah. So that's about shit. You spend $80 at movie tavern, cut 2 dinners in the fucking movie. It's $80 right there. Yeah. Like, so it's just kind of like looking and seeing like where you are. And it's ironic that we're kind of making a transition to this portion of that story, because looking back at the previous story, it's just like, what does that level of happiness look like for those people, right? Are you content knowing that you just cut that $300 check, knowing you only make $200 a day or $250 a day, right? Or are you impressing said person, said woman, said man, whatever, to say, hey, you're bad, want to see what happens, I'm just going to cut this check, without knowing or having the established level of conversation to say, all right, I just cut $300 on you, we're going to continue this conversation after dinner. type of deal. So I don't know. I guess the question that came out of this for me, when you find yourself, whether actively or in the past, whatever, when you find yourself, you meet that new person, right?
Sure.
Someone decides to shoot their shot. You swipe right on the right person. Conversation vibe and da 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 da. On average, once you have established a first date or first meetup, whatever that looks like for y'all, on average, what would you say you're comfortable spending for that first date? This is a complete stranger. Let's say this for time frame instance. Let's say y'all have been talking about 2 weeks at this point in time. Y'all have gotten hee ha ha little conversation.
You cover a lot of ground in 2 weeks.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Okay. But I'm just giving for a time frame, right? So time frame is about 2 weeks. You've been talking to this person actively. Y'all FaceTime, y'all voice memo, da da da. What are you comfortable with as a first date or first link up meeting?
See, I hate this person when you ask those questions because I don't like to be like, what about this? What about that? Like, no, I'll be honest. I don't have a set amount that I am comfortable or uncomfortable spending if and only if there are three things involved.
Okay. Cheeks.
One is the sense.
Somebody just say that shit and then Jonah was like, I mean, if I know I can guarantee cheeks, then yeah, you want that.
On the first date, I mean, that could be a selling point. Let's not, especially if you've been talking, kind of like, spinning around that topic. Sure. Let's give it 1,000 here. This is FreshCutzPodcast. You're right. Here's the thing.
Like it is.
I always say three other things. One, I'm going to say it really depends on the conversation and what you're trying to do. So I feel like if the conversation, the vibe is really good, I feel like you're a little more flexible with your plan. You're a little more flexible with what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I'm not like, oh man, I got this $60. That's a hard stop. I really like this person.
Yeah.
And when you really like people, you spend money on them.
Yep.
I ain't gonna hold you.
Yep.
And that's man, woman, and child.
Yep.
So if you out here, you hear us, and that woman ain't never spent a dime on you, never offered to spend a dime on you, never did anything, I don't know how much she likes you. I ain't gonna hold you because when women like you, they will spend money on you.
And it'd be a random Wednesday.
Look.
Hey, I thought about you. I got you this.
I've experienced it. I loved it. It's a requirement for the rest of my life.
It's great.
The end. Men will spend money on you if they really like you.
Yep.
Men will make time for you.
Yep.
Women will make time for you.
Yep.
So let's just get that out the window.
Yep.
1. 2, what's the plan? Here's the thing. You cannot say, I'm not spending $200, and you go to a place that has $100 plates. Yep. That is just a recipe for disaster. I'm not saying that you can't enjoy it, but let's say you guys are talking, vibing out this and out there. Hey, there's this new restaurant I want to try. It's not a restaurant week. It's not a special.
Yeah.
I want to go to this restaurant, and I want to experience it with you. That's your favorite cuisine. We're going to go for it. Hey, I got the first date.
Yeah.
You go. When you talk about steak 48 all the time, I'm look, good, bad, and different. If you like it, don't like it, whatever.
Right.
But I think a place that I know for sure you're not getting out of here for less than $180. It's
Right.
going to be $90 a person. Get a little drink, get a little that. If you're comfortable with that person, that's fine.
You'll spend it.
Now, if your first date is at a bowling alley, fire idea. The most expensive thing in there is that shitty pizza that they're going to sell you for about $7 a pie. If you somehow figured out a way to spend $200 in a bowling alley, wow. But I don't know what you were doing, but okay.
I mean,
are you comfortable with it? Maybe you bought a bunch of drinks now, because I'm pretty sure you're pretty drunk. You spent $200 in a bowling alley. Unless you joined a bowling league that night, or maybe
you paid your entrance fee or something.
Maybe you bought a bowling ball there, things like that. So I think that's all relative too.
Yeah.
I have been on first dates where the vibe was great. We enjoyed something. There's been times where I picked a place that was a little bit better because, again, something else that Ryan David was talking about was sometimes you go to better places to try and compensate for what you don't know about the person. You're trying to impress that person. You're trying to give off that vibe. But a lot of times it's also the conversation where, hey, look, I do enjoy these places, but I'm not going here every time.
This is not a regular type of shit.
This is something where like, hey, look, I want to take you somewhere nice. I want to do something this, that, and the third, and I'm okay with that.
Right.
But yeah, no. So that's the other part. I think the third part is, how is the date going once you're there? There have been times where I went on a date and the date was cool, and you're sitting there like, oh, this is great. I want this to keep going. Hey, let's get another round. Hey, let's get another appetizer.
Right.
Let's hang out here, or let's go to another spot. That date's going to be a little more expensive.
Of course.
I've been places where we met at a place, and I said,
And
when
it
this plate is done,
yeah.
oh, I am very done here. Oh,
Yeah.
check, please. As a matter of fact, bring the check out now with the food. And that's going to be more inexpensive.
Yeah.
So, the premise of what he was talking about is since he's staying in your budget, not feeling like society's telling you, oh yeah, you gotta spend $200. You gotta take him to that steakhouse. You gotta take him to that seafood spot. Some of the most fire dates I've ever been in my life were not the most expensive ones.
Of course.
There have been some other ones that were pretty dope, and I paid for it. Yeah. Or she paid part of it, went Dutch, did whatever it was to be.
Mm-hmm.
I have no shame in my game if somebody wants to try and treat me to something. That's fire because I'm not used to it. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. That's not normal to me, which it should be. I think that my wife one of these days I feel like will be happy to treat her man.
Right.
Me personally, just put it in the air. Why? Because I'm gonna treat my lady. So I feel like we gonna treat each other. Fantastic. It's all come out the day we share the account anyway. Fuck it. Who we really checking off for? Because my check and your check, what's going in the thing? Everybody putting a little something in the pot. So tricking's relative. You know what I mean? But yeah, I just feel like people are too tied up on having to necessarily impress somebody that they may not know or even may not even want to be like that in front of. To me, if I don't like you, I don't really care what your thought of me is. That's the same to me as a stranger walking down the street and like, yo, your outfit ugly as shit.
Right.
It hurts your feelings, but I don't.
I don't know who the fuck you are.
I don't know who you are.
Probably never going to see you again in my life.
Right. That's not the same thing as your mother telling you, yo, you look terrible.
Yeah.
That's different. That's somebody that you really like. That's somebody that you love. That's somebody that you care about.
Right.
So if I'm going out,
different.
So if I'm going out with somebody who I didn't really talk to that much, you swiping on an app,
right.
And they say, hey, look, you want to link up and go somewhere, and the first drink she orders is 3 shots of Louis XIII. I will never see you again. I promise. I'm probably not even paying for that shit. I'm going to the bathroom and I'm climbing out the window because you're bugging.
You put on a ball from a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, absolutely. Climbing out the window, and I would text you and say, please go to hell. Have a great night. Because you lost your mind. Absolutely not.
If you don't know how much a shot of Louis XIII is, you probably should look that shit up.
Yeah, it's
insane.
It's between $150 and $200 a shot. Like, no, you're wild. I don't even ask for that. My favorite question is, hey, what are you drinking? I'm drinking this. Oh, my bad. What are you drinking when you're paying for it? I want to pay for that. If the date's going great, cool. Next round's on me. I got you. There have been times where I went somewhere, had no plan on ever meeting somebody, met somebody really fire, and the next day went somewhere with them.
Yeah.
Spent a couple
Definitely been there.
It was cool.
Definitely been there. Listen, if the vibes are right, if the vibes are legit, and y'all are having really good conversation, and it's a genuine interest on both sides, you're going to spend the money. Exactly. It's in human nature. You're going to want to make that other person feel special. You're going to want to show off a little bit.
Yeah.
You're going to want to put them on. Sometimes you want to put them on game. Like, yes, this may not be my everyday type of shit, but let you know I can put some shit on. You feel me? I can take you to a really good restaurant. I can do whatever I need to do.
We've had shows. We've had times where we talked about, yo, we were broke as hell trying to impress somebody, hoping that bill don't come out something. Over there eating bread crust and let me just get a half cup of water if it's cheaper than the full cup. We've all done that.
Yep.
We've all been somewhere where it was like, ooh, that bill came out a little higher than I thought it was going to be. Ooh, well, I mean, you gotta... There's a high. We'll go outside and get some air real quick. Like, no, we've all been there, but at the same time, I feel like I have made good investments in some things. I've also, I thought it was something more than what it was. That first date was dope as hell.
We've all been there. Spent money on people, and sometimes don't even have people you don't even hear from, to this day.
But it's okay.
We've been there.
What you live your life?
I lived for the experience at that moment in time. The experience was cool.
But generally, as a rule of thumb, and this may be also just being older and more mature and things in life, I'm not really trying to be the person who took you on the most famous thing or did that. No. I want
a memorable experience.
Right. I'm just hard pressed to have anyone seriously come up and be like, nah, when I hung out with Pete, or I went on a date with Pete, or I did this, did that, I didn't like it. I didn't have fun. It wasn't nice. He wasn't cordial. That's more important to me.
Right.
I'm not pressed about, somebody else took me somewhere else more fancy. That's fine.
That's
but
nice.
but was the jokes funny to me?
Right.
Well, were we cracking up and laughing? Did we have a good conversation that made your brain work? I'm more important about that. Was the sneakers better than mine? Because I know that's already false. I can't have.
I want to put a pin in what you just said because this shit came up the other day. Do you feel like the average woman that you meet nowadays, right? This is just, I'm talking about complete strangers. The average woman that you meet, and also I would love to hear the women's comments on the video once this is posted. But do you feel like the average person that you meet knows how to have a conversation or can continue a conversation or even start up a conversation. And when I say a conversation, I'm not talking about.
Because you said average, can they? Basically, you're saying can they speak? I'm like, yeah. I mean, I don't say average.
No. I'm talking about like keep a fucking conversation going, like keep you engaged, like, or is it just kind of like when you show up, or are you seeing more of like, all right, well now I feel like I am putting you on the jury stand. I'm just asking you a bunch of questions, kind of 20
just list
of fucking
like,
questions. I'm like, all right,
what's
next
your
one.
color?
Yeah, and then it's like I'll ask you a question. And you're like, all right, so how about you? All right, cool. But then there's like, okay, so where's my question at?
Can we navigate that?
So where's my question at? Like, I just asked you questions like, how about you?
Somebody asking you mad questions and all you answer back is, how about you? And they answer, and like, all right, cool. I'm like,
that is it. You want to talk about things that annoy the fuck out of me about dating? That right there.
You gotta have the person like organically asking you
things
back,
like,
and then the what?
Yes,
so, yeah,
like I am a preference. I'm a more of a preferred conversationalist, but the conversation has to be organic. I don't like the laundry list of, like, now granted, 21 questions can be cool if you ask the right questions, because some of those are conversation starters. But if you don't know how to have a conversation, 21 questions may not be the game for you, because at that point in time, I feel like you're interrogating me. I feel like you're just asking me questions, and then you just say, okay, well, how about you?
Where were you on the night of the 13th?
Yeah, like I shouldn't, like the conversation shouldn't feel like an interrogation. It should be an organic. Okay, well, hey, maybe you learned something about her day. Da 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 da. Well, and then now that realms into a whole nother conversation. I had a conversation with somebody recently where we talking about our days. They transitioned to sneakers, which transitioned to like life goals, which then transitioned to. We were having a random conversation, like, why is the sky blue? Like, but it was just an organic conversation, the way it hit all those points. That shit, I think, is a lost art in dating in this day and age. Not everybody can do it.
You don't come across it a lot, and I feel like also a lot of people feel like they don't want to expose themselves
that part
too much to someone, and
because you don't know right. You don't know if that person is still going to continue to be around. I get that part.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna tell you every intricacy of my entire life, but I do feel pretty like I'm pretty open. I'm like, look, what's the worst happening? You never talk to me again? Like that's
it is what it is.
I mean, you can probably Google most of the shit I'm about to say. It's common knowledge out here, like it's So I mean, explaining something or having something memorable that kind of keeps a conversation going.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like, I mean, for example, you have a conversation saver.
Like your go-to type of
like you have somewhere it's like, man, like you gotta transition. not sports. I mean, like something where it's like, something that you may say or do that's like, all right, this always gets something fired back up.
Mine is my main topic is usually music, because everybody listens to music. So I'll usually ask a question. It's like something random, like what's your most favorite song? What's your favorite song that's out right now? Or what's your most memorable songs you've ever listened to? Like something very broad to then kind of like start that conversation drill it down. And that's when, because if you pick a common topic, anybody can talk about that shit. Anybody can talk about music, right? Maybe not everybody listens to the amount of music that we listen to, but people can still have an active conversation. And then that's something that's very general, which you can now revert to other types of topics, other conversations. So that's usually like my go-to, like something like music. If I know you're a fan of like some of my TV shows, I'll kind of start that shit up. Yeah. But as far as like a quick little go-to, like just to kind of like, if it's like a lull period and it's kind of like we're just awkwardly staring at each other, but it's not like like lovey-dovey stares, like, all right.
I'm talking about the part between the bread and the main course comes out. You ask some questions, kiki a little bit. Yeah. You gotta start looking around and playing with your pockets, and you're trying to take your phone with your pocket and stuff like that.
I'm doing one or two things. I'm either bringing up a conversation about music, or I'm talking shit. I'm like, I'm about to bust your ass with my iMessage games. What's up? And then that starts. I'm a good Connect Four or checkers person, and then we'll be having conversation while playing the game. Sometimes that lightens the mood up a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I usually try to avoid trying to look at my phone or be on my phone too much, because again, like, I mean, your brain goes a lot of places.
Of course.
So are you lining up like the next date with some other dude? Like if somebody hits you up, are you sending out the red alert to your girl? Like, yo,
somebody about to pull up
me out of here. Like, yeah. Well, I mean, I try to think it lined up.
Set up. There's people out here with set up vibes. This shit crazy.
Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, you try not to. Like, I don't ever want to feel like I need to scroll something to kind of like.
Oh, no. The only time I'm grabbing my phone is if I'm bringing up the iMessage conversation.
Or, for example, if I'm showing you something. So there have been times where I was like, hey, like, did you see this or these? Like, if there are social media people, you know, hey, did you see this, something funny?
Of course.
Just different topics. A lot of times, like, the way you use music, I would say a lot of times you use, like, maybe, like, you know, what's something that you watch on TV, what's something that you're interested in, too. Because the thing is, no matter what you say, whether it's something I've never heard of, tell me about it. Right. Something we watch together. Yo, you watch that too?
Yeah. That's
or like
the whole conversation start.
Or you find that they're a serial killer. You know that end this day quickly. Like they be watching what? Oh yeah. You say you watch 6 hours of how to burn bodies in bleach. I can't do that. I can't.
I once had a chick laugh at me when I started my dinner with prayer, and she told me she was an atheist. That was a very short date.
Damn.
Yeah.
Did you pray for it?
Of course.
During the drive home.
Oh yeah, drive home. Because I felt like she would either spike me or curse me on the way and live out and pray for the car.
It's an atheist. Here, let me get your hand and pray. You need to hold my hands in.
Dearly beloved, like what?
I'm saving pass from Jesus Christ.
That shit was funny as hell.
First of all, Heavenly Father, pray for these hands I'm holding. Not even the hands that made the food. Let's pray for these hands I'm holding first. Guide her to the light, Lord. No.
Oh shit!
Now we gonna pray for this food. Right? Put your hand back down. Put your hand back down. We're not done yet. It's funny. I think about things like that. Like I don't know what I would do if like you said you're atheist. I don't know what you'd do if like you was about to pray for the food and the homegirl took like an upside down cross or some shit, put on the table like, oh, hey, ha.
Oh, fuck is that?
You want me to turn it around for you? Or, oh no, it's supposed to be like that. Okay. I was asking for a friend. I was just asking for a friend. That's all I was looking for. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'm definitely gonna go to the bathroom. Just
yo, that shit.
I don't know. But I mean, the funniest thing too, man, is like when you think about it, like I don't even talk about cost. Like you even think of things like this is always like I don't know. It's like a first date show. This is like mad funny to me.
Yeah.
Like you think about things you're gonna eat. Mm-hmm. Bro, there's like really like 6 things you can eat, bro.
Oh, you talking about like first date in front of a person?
Bro.
Like yeah, you know.
Bro, there's 6 things you can eat, bro.
I'm glad you brought that shit up.
Yo,
I had this conversation with my cousin recently.
Yo, literally nothing with your hands.
I was asking.
Even seafood. And you can't get the plated shrimp with like hands on. Come on, bro.
Nigga.
First date, gotta be a fork involved.
So let me ask you this question because this wasn't very recent, but it was recent enough for me to remember.
Sure.
So I had a first date, right? And I was trying to figure out like, you know, what's the best appetizer. Like I was putting like the whole shit together. Like luckily she knew what she wanted. Like shout out to the women that know what y'all want to eat because it's yes.
And if you don't know what you want to eat, you're okay with finding something at the menu that you have available in front of you.
There you go.
I don't know what it was on eat. But when you say it's to go somewhere, I'd be like, look, I'll find someone on that menu.
Facts.
I'm generally good anywhere. There's very few places you can take me where I'm like, I can't find something to eat.
And if you are completely against this place, I'm just no. Well, that part too.
What you mean?
But no, that part too. But what I was getting at is, how about we be big people, and maybe come up with another solution? How about if I come to you and propose option A, B, C, and you are completely against all those options, or you can't find an option on the menu at any of these restaurants, how about you bring option D, E, F? Hey, how about one of these?
I'd be
phenomenal.
Okay. I'd be okay with option.
I'll be option for just one fucking option. I don't give a fuck about the other. Just one.
All right.
If you shoot my shit down, at least come with a backup option. That's just
Yeah, because here's the thing. I don't. You want me to pick these things and do these things, but also the same way you want 6 things to eat. There's only, I mean, now we talked about the whole where you can and can't go.
Mm-hmm.
If you think we want somewhere that doesn't have a wide menu, even if you go to like a steakhouse,
yep,
I'm going to one that has a seafood.
Oh yeah, I need options.
I'm going to one with a different side,
right? Like a little salad bar, seafood options. Like I give options just in case.
But like for example, unless you specifically say you eat this food or really like it. I don't ever pick like a sushi place.
Oh yeah,
because there's mad people that don't like fish, don't like this, so like I don't want you picking around your food on the first day. I'm killing the sushi, but I'm living my best life on the other side of the table.
Fucking shit up,
and you over here picking through what you can. Now at the same time, doesn't necessarily mean that you gotta like I don't know. You always gotta take somebody at the same spot, but it's funny.
I mean, if funny's the way you want to describe it.
But you can't get the ribs.
Nah, you can't do the
ribs. The baby back ribs are off the menu, bro. You can't do that. Actually, for real, I'm trying to think of...
What are some no-nos on a first date that you you cannot order?
You know what's crazy?
You shouldn't order, should I say.
I'm honestly trying to think of what is a food you eat with your hands that is okay to get on a first date?
That's okay to get?
I'm talking about stranger. You know what I'm saying? Not like talk 2-3 weeks, like really. I'm talking about what is
I think depending on the time.
Maybe a sandwich?
I was about to say, depending on the time of
but
day.
the kind of sandwich.
Yeah.
You need like the chicken avocado melted.
Right.
It can't be like sloppy Joe.
Yeah, no,
like,
you can't be out here busting down with the napkin.
Yo.
Nah, that's fucking wild.
Your first date menu should not involve barbecue sauce at all. Yo. Everything should have a dry rub.
Did you see the video of the chick, the guy who filmed
This is what made me think about.
Yo, I was just thinking about that shit. So there's a guy, and if you have not seen, I wish I could find this video. If I find the video, I'll repost it to the page.
He said she's never been to a 5-star restaurant.
No.
She had like the plate of like the
it was
Alfredo,
a linguine or linguine Alfredo,
and had
whatever.
a lobster tail.
Bro, she was slurping this shit down. Like, I'm talking about somebody was starving this girl, first and foremost, right? Yeah, talking about I'm talking about, and not like, at a restaurant where, you twirl the noodle. You got those who have been in like etiquette class. Like, when you eat the noodles in a restaurant, you twirl shit and spoon. She wasn't doing none of that shit.
Yo, first 2 or 3 dates, get the fucking spaghetti spoon, bro.
Yes, do the fucking spaghetti spoon.
What you do is this: you put the fork. Look, I'm gonna put you on a game.
Gotcha.
Right? This spaghetti spoon,
yes.
Right? When you're twisting the spaghetti on the fork,
right?
Fork comes around,
right?
Boom, boom, boom. The last threads of it,
yep.
It goes under the spoon.
Yep.
Now, it's not supposed to happen where you're supposed to cut spaghetti ever. Italians will get you right if you cut pasta here. But it's supposed to help where essentially you're wrapping the noodles around the fork. Now, mind you, you're not supposed to wrap the full fork full. Supposed to be like a couple little strands. The spoon helps out. Put the spoon down. Eat the stuff.
Eat your
None of the pasta should be hanging out your mouth. You should not be cutting off with your teeth. If it's too long, you gotta be slick. You gotta cut the noodle, do something, whatever. Or a real quick bite, put it back down.
Keep it going.
Y'all can't be over.
She had the long noodle too, like head above the fucking. First of all, if we had a first date and you do what I know that you're listening to audio, you can't see this, but those who on the Twitch, you see the hand go like this, like your hand goes above your nose line just to fucking put the noodle in your mouth. We got an issue. Like, I shouldn't be at a table with you and your head's cocked back and you dropping noodles in your mouth like we had a fucking open bar and they tossing back Smirnoff. Like, no, we not doing that shit.
First of all, that's insane. Second of all, unless we're mad cool, I'm definitely cracking up at you. It may not be out loud because I might be like, I'm never coming here again. But if it's like funny, like you're actually a funny person, yeah, that might actually be hilarious. But I might be scared, like, no, you have no house trainer. I can't do that. You understand too. I'm not saying I want a debutante ball though. Look, we get right. I can quickly and elegantly destroy a plate. I eat quickly. I'm efficient.
Right. There you go.
Like, it doesn't mean we're playing with our food. We're still out of there in 20 minutes.
Of course.
But yeah, she had the lobster tail.
Oh,
she picked it up. Yo, I've never seen it in my life. I've seen a lot of things happen. She bit the whole lobster tail.
We're talking the tail part, like the actual shell.
mind you, like the shell has the meat, wherever the meat, but the side, she bit the whole thing like it was like an eclair.
Right, mind you, if you're at a restaurant like that, they usually cut it open for you. All you gotta do is split it open and pull the meat out if they don't have it out already.
Split open.
That's what I'm saying. If they have to,
I'm saying you can just cut off the top, or I'm saying you can go ahead and get the fork in it. She picked the whole. Bro.
She bit that shit like she was about to crack some crab legs.
I felt like that had to be immediately applied.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, clearly this was a sketch. I'm praying to God.
I hope it was a sketch.
Because that was nuts. I mean, and then like it like kind of cut. She was like picking her teeth like that, talking about like how good this stuff was. I mean, she murdered the plate.
Bro, she was fucking the linguine. She was
there
all
was
over
no
her
Alfredo
face.
sauce.
No, at all.
She took the sauce off the plate.
Yep.
That's nasty work. You gotta leave some sauce.
Listen, to your point, no, I'm not expecting you to show up like you're showing up for your debutante ball. You're showing up for your quinta, whatever celebration you want to show up and get dressed up.
Nah, PSA.
But at least
we around me, we gonna eat. Okay, please. Eat your food.
That's one.
Eat your food,
but also
enjoy your food.
Know how to handle yourself in public. I know that seems so minuscule, but you don't realize how many people actively and honestly do not have home training. Do not know how to conduct themselves in a restaurant. And I'm talking about everything from like voice level control to just doing shit obnoxiously to like some people don't understand that. Don't understand social etiquette. That's what we're gonna call it.
Yeah.
You don't understand social etiquette.
Take your jail elbows off the table. No one's taking the food from you. You do not have to rush and kill the food.
Fucking hover over it and shit.
Right. It is okay to eat and drink at the same time.
Yes.
It's not like, we're not going to give you no more juice after you're done. That's okay.
Don't be chewing with your mouth open. I'm not trying to see all in your mouth and all that shit. Like, nah, I'm good.
Navigate. Now, here's the part that always drives me crazy. I kind of want to hear what your thought is.
Okay.
Now, mind you, when you're on a date, talking, discovering, you start eating.
Yep.
How do you navigate eating and telling stories? Answering questions.
So,
I'm not going to hold you a lot of times. That's usually either the hand over the mouth.
That's what I was about to say. A lot of times, like, if I've already cut into my shit and you ask me a question, like, especially if I'm like mid chomp, I'm like, I usually do the one finger. Once I get to a decent place, then we'll start talking. But my mouth is still, and my hand is still in front of my mouth.
Try to have the mouthful.
Yeah, I'm trying not to. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to, have.
Because the thing is, I'm not trying to take forever. Because a lot of times you're trying to eat, but at the same time, like, sometimes like. Now look, I've been playing with food with slapping. So, essentially at that point, we got quiet. Hey, you want a piece of this?
Quiet house, right.
We
can share, we can split, whatever.
In 10 minutes, we'll continue the story. Because right now, I'm about to tear this plate down. But yeah, there's definitely been times where, like, you watch somebody try and answer something, and they got, like, a mouthful of food. And I'm not upset at them trying to keep the conversation going, but I'm like, just put the hand down a little bit, just in case. I don't need any projectile anything in life, because I will shut this down. I'm dead serious. Please don't spit on me. That is something I cannot function in that, especially if I don't know you like that. Which to me is funny because you're trying to think and people ask you questions, but also sometimes when you start eating the food, though, I change the questions. I'm like, I don't ask you your life story. It's kind of like,
you want something more lighthearted.
Dennis be telling you like, how you feeling about life right now? With his hands in your mouth trying to clean teeth. I'm like, bro, I can't
even answer the question.
I'm drooling down my shirt.
I can't even let alone start to think about this answer.
I'm like, so at the same time, maybe this is something where you start. That's the 21 questions. All right, cool. Favorite color, favorite this.
Shit.
Right, exactly. Why your parents got divorced? What? I'm trying to tear this. I'm not trying to, figure, so.
Laying out at some point.
Yeah. Funny though. You eat them. Do you take the leftovers? Do you give it to the person who paid?
I never really end up taking my leftovers.
That's yours.
She got leftovers. Yeah. I feel like if we have to like kicking it in the rest of like the next Friday, you ain't gotta work Saturday at the crib.
Yeah.
Leftovers. That's sharing. Like I never really thought about it. Like if we're together, you want to we busting down the food last.
Yeah. I went on one time where she ordered a plate.
Like
I ain't like that shit.
Why?
Because I'm like, why? Like she had like, and I felt like, nah, it's cool. I got it. Like.
So it was because you think of that situation.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Oh, I thought you meant legitimately. I was like, I've definitely done it. If the food is couldn't make my mind, could I get this to go before?
Yeah, there's something.
Yeah.
At it.
Communication. We talk about it. Communication is fucking key.
What's my favorite? Like mental. I've had a situation where like, hey, like kids at home. I'm like, order at the end of it. I'm like, I'm okay with that. I get it. Boom, boom. Over here advertising the life is important. So FTK. But like, nah, you can't. Oh man, myself. I got lunch. I was like, okay.
Now, did she off? You just kind of assumed he paid for it.
I don't know if I said like, I don't. I hold you a lot of first. They think of too many didn't pay. Or the other way, or at least down. There have been times like drink afterwards. Yeah, we got some ice cream. Something about that part. Pay for parking or some shit. It counts or something, I guess. Like
I say
word. I'll take it. You fucking your plate. I'm about to the ticket. I might not drive next time. There you go. So so I'm okay with you. I'm like, all right, try to sit up for yourself. Up next time we out here. I don't know. Sorry, a lot of times we don't, but you like, oh, this is like this moment in your life, like we somewhere.
It's a different ballgame. Well, he actually knows how to drive.
Yeah,
it's one big claim of around, but then it's all, and then you don't know. At that point, I'm just taking.
How about you though?
Drive like me?
Nah.
Maybe. I don't know. He drives like me. I guess I've never been in the car with my pops drives like that.
Absolutely. In a van.
My dad
My minivan.
That's a problem. My mom's
He be booking speed.
Oh. Shifters and everything.
Nah, yeah, that was next time y'all live and direct. I didn't see it.
Out. Like he ain't holding on, like pushing. My mom's the person that or make sure she makes you as she's going to make you feel like an asshole. Dad's the person that's pushing.
No. Yeah, now if you swerve past, I definitely will look over. But I've because of just how
crazy society doing what? Who got what?
Might be strike number 3. Wow.
Yep.
There's nothing worth. To get my way.
You got it.
Oh, you please go around. Pull over to the side. Please. Thing.
Yeah.
I spent half a second. That was too. Please. There is nowhere I'm playing bad.
Yeah.
Too fight. Nah, I'm cool. It's funny then like for like the boom right. Sorry. So you pay for it. Hopefully she because otherwise you gotta leave it. So what's that work?
All right. As far as what?
I mean,
same day.
You asked all 12 questions correctly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Follow, but like what he was also so kind of following this path he was talking, and staying knowing the person. What he suggested was instead of maybe they get morning breakfast and like that. You said him 10 or send him lunch a couple of times, flowers and something like that. See, like
you're two up in multiple ways.
It's didn't know each other. You text and talk, but like now you spend here, but now you separate Starbucks, a little lunch maybe. So now you're making the experience something like that, or it's gonna go on like the essentially and just.
Say in past experience, it's been a mix of. I've had some that is, I'm feeling conversation. Let's go out to eat, like.
Come on, Trent. Right. She said.
But it's just.
By the way.
It's one of those things where you put that workstation, just kind of doesn't pan out. Like the conversation be dope as shit. In person, it's just like naughty and shit. I definitely.
I hate not matching.
Weird. So weird. Yeah. All this fucking, and now you acting like. Sue, whatever. Like the fuck.
I mean, I'm definitely gonna say something.
Yeah, you good.
I'm setting it up a little bit. Like I don't. Yeah, I just. Yeah. And I've gotten like the more. You stick. And you try. But you're gonna have confidence level. You're gonna. It's also whatever. It's like okay, this is not because I'm not something that's not. It's funny because it's like. It's that you can just be a person doing this, doing that, and whatever.
Fun fact.
That's a fact.
There's people like that.
What you see on the live? Yeah, like it really be.
We'll be making sure love y'all. Like we here pump finger for y'all.
This is and I had some people calm, cool, collected. Be like, and I was like, oh no, I'll be. First of all, you ain't gonna see it. Second of all, I'm like, it's not gonna help you out. Real life changing fast. It's gonna change. I just like when you and you hope that the chemistry. I had one time where I think that. Like next morning it was kind of cool. Yeah. It's like, hey, I'm sorry, I was kind of nervous. Second time was cool. Third time, I'm sorry. I really wasn't myself. I could do it.
I don't know if this falls self-aware fire. You do it. Not going up to and saying, hey, XYZ, or I'm shy, or hey, I'm not a lot of to that. They just kind of, it is what it is. So if you can be real with yourself, book. Off back.
Good, bad, and different. I have off days where I'm
but it's
occupied. Yeah, that way. So I mean, a lot of people they deal with things, man. Say so. I don't want you know. I don't really me like I don't want you to think you're very nervous or I was like that. That's like because a lot of times prep in your mind, like man, right or like right. You're going. Sometimes you're more hyped. Keep it 1,000. All right, been out to somewhere, but this chick feels different. So you more uptight about it. I was like, yo, man, but this I'm not getting right. Yo, I look alright. I already know I got that shit. Everything cool. I got alright, my. Alright, bro. Are you like yeah? Your socks $2. Like, I mean, it's definitely. So you always want to feel pressure on somebody. It is cool. You get like, hey, you're home safe. Yeah. Really dope. Then the next time, things already have like inside joke. I mean. Also, it's like living within you. So, getting to know people, not people. When you live in yourself, I feel like that's really get the best of any interactive dating world. And I feel maybe pressure. You know what you are. I go. So
I don't know. I feel like the org just me, the organic people like that lost. It just based off of prior experiences with friends with people is as human nature. You more like a little.
I don't know if it's lost or.
Now let me ask, what would make it harder? The reason why I said it's I don't necessarily if necessarily falls under because it's hard that it's lost as the or can't walk up to someone and just I remember by just skill set of just hey conversation.
Is it
what? That's it.
I feel like
so like you just and like just start a random conversation. Felt that you go up and like hey and now you're involved in whatever networking whether it's I lost.
But you know what things like when you go right, for social media, you actually know
in person. I've definitely been in. My IG. My go-to is.
Oh, I haven't asked for it. Or get like, or asking for numbers. And you text a joint staying crazy.
Oh yeah, no, like, I definitely pulled that.
Something in Pasadena. you got a butte number like what? But like a lot of times I talk, see how they, and yo, that's better than the number because I feel a little peak in the. So my page hasn't been blocked for
lifestyle.
So yeah, like all right, cool. Let me a couple different actions.
You start friends. You start looking mutual friends.
Mutual friends.
Mutual. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Mutual unwritten. That at least can speak on my like mutual friends because I know most people have been with the FBI. I'm gonna let you know now. Mutual friends. I probably already talked to yo XY. You know about her. I've already done not to the detail. Like, what happened when you were bumped your knee? Like, I'm not. But if I see or whoever has one, but two, I'm all right. Something hold on. I checked that shit.
Hey, you saw what FBI Navy SEALs. First of all, in and out. I mean, that literally in every window. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, all right, we got all right. You remember this? I'm trying to shoot it. All right. Then, you want to talk about that? Put too much game out there.
I go through the same shit too.
Crazy homework. But not like a story. I put a lot of things together. I'm a caption. Big on captions. Big captions. Will captivate us. Vibe. Let's say you feeling yourself. If every yourself, Jay. 40 comments. Chicks?
Yeah.
Is the low key. Here's the thing. I don't know if I don't put it on. What in this right now?
Listen, right?
Yeah.
Let y'all know.
Yeah, I can't charge.
Right.
Yo, 2024, we need to pay. If you pay,
we give y'all free.
And the thing is, it's paid. Now I kind of want like.
Free game. Like, I have no problem.
Free game. Days later. Depending on.
Yep.
If I. But it's a different search. It's a different. So it's funny. Yeah. We got science from the last joint. Organically meet somebody. Like I had somebody told somebody this before. Sometimes I have to say something. Oh wow. You know what I mean? Hey, like okay, that doesn't work. All right, cool. There's other times, hey, Curry from 3.
Court sometimes.
That's in the history of the league.
He gonna miss a few. Sink them John too.
That you don't take. Michael Scott. Just man, be y'all saying living. You going on the first day, years low. You'll be out here. You know
things are not a date. It's okay to cut.
Be creative.
Back. Come up with other $200. Here's a week period.
That means with the, please don't put no grass out here when it's 32. She's no pants for that. So. You have to go.
You gonna have to do something. Native.
Summer, you can get away with first dates.
You for fucking bed down.
Yo, bro,
bro.
Go for walking somewhere.
I just had this conversation before. Fire. But yes, so
right, you gotta be inside or whatnot. Something to do.
Listen is stay, understand the person who you are. I get it. She may have like sliced bread, or you may, and she's looking back, right? The time just
wow.
It's one of those situations where if you need to spend that $200, it's okay. It's all right.
You might spend $5. She might like you.
She might.
She might tell you.
That might be it, and that might for sugar mama or looking for.
Like, well, okay, so let me see something. You know what I mean? So that's
at the kid to the suggestions.
Force them to do something.
So from a TV standpoint, TV standpoint, no
watch.
Flex
to the camera real quick.
I'm trying to count.
See, you got it.
But no, so I did Good for 2 Dick.
I was scared.
Brother, I watched it. Right, Good Burger is movies like growing up, reminiscing. Good Burger can come on and still watch it to this day. Good Burger, I would outside of the wasn't anything crazy. I went to you before. I was like 5 minutes. I felt like belong. Minus the that shit because you looking a little. No, I felt like the first 40. So if you're feeling this, watch the movie. It has not a good amount of people. And I did not burger. Yeah, you didn't see that?
Yeah, no. I heard it was actually alright. I haven't tried it.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I heard
it's
I don't like it, so I'm not.
I'll be around Arby's. That's cool though.
Listen, they got the world too.
Arby's was cool though. Near an Arby's, even when I did.
Yeah.
Like, hey, 3,000 here, and then you order at the damn time.
So point for me. Y'all know Arby's has finally the Wano a month. The last, which is actually
Egghead Island.
Arc is a different build up the story. It's supposed to be like I didn't read the parts that some of these on my One Piece fan into that shit.
I got some praise. I have the fact that you said Yeah.
I like that. I like this. So that's
Yeah,
the from a music. So see with OG Busta Rhymes Blood this past in Heavy Root. Honestly, I live. This has now some played albums.
Kind of a very.
It's gonna be great. It's fire. I mean, Girl Skips. I can. This entire album, I love it. Angles on here. I'm pretty sure you're gonna listen to Block, but I can't remember that he said gave himself he little continents. Like it's kind of. I'm definitely that my recommendation of music. Vic Afrobeats are all about him. The past song is from Crayon and I mean that we've already talked about. I don't know if he duper that I have.
Stupid is still
Crazy
music that is.
if you're a little Dirk drop, but she's so far so good.
To it eventually, not going out of
it can't
for me, but yeah.
You leap on out. What's this? And that's kind of. Buddy, what you watching to?
How was it finished? I think days. 6 is but yeah, so just kind of giving a word about them as different. Cool. It's like stand up. But speaking of the stand up, actually, different comedians where you have 10 dynamic sets, an hour apiece. Usually, I may have a little. There's 10 pretty good. I was like, you just can't fact. I think I talked about Rife. But I
didn't do it for him.
Watching recently. Anyway, watching Archer. Essentially, it's God's people that just think that that's kind of funny, kind of like Greek mythology together. It has been written in February, get closer to it. So that's really not see the next week or so. Music bag this week. They've listened to all clearly. About Ways by for released that's good, kind of moves. I actually listened to it in the gym. Features, but the fun him rapping tour announced next year. He'll be in clearly going around 50 Cent during, so it's kind of cool. To Vultures, Alone with the Prom, listen to that, and that's really the last new stuff. What was it? Listen to that. No, he is early. Look, was one of my high. So go back to
we do this ending.
Your list and my about how but.
They do the close out and
Oh yeah, 5,000 songs.
I had 50 August.
Listen to 50.
Yeah.
Did you? Sleep. This movie's a
they're beauty. Like I'll have muted. I'm just.
Anyway, you do that. Start listening to others. I definitely have more TV per se. I'm playing a game. I think that's kind of car. Listen to music or like hey, because again, many people. Meanwhile, you last your stores yeah. I suggest that airwaves.
What the fuck?
No. The only appropriate part where we can talk about in season 2. We're gonna see how getting the last 5.
League, baby.
League. Like, in the field of the
that's because alright, y'all. We appreciate each and every week, man.
Support is free live every way. IG. We said don't say the military. Post it, repost, comment. Also, we appreciate that. Somewhere if y'all get that. Literally, that's that. Catch us. Founders Day, Alpha Brethren. If you're not an Alpha, it's a happy life. Wait for you. Not too long.
Been real, man. So drops well after.
Right at this point.
We love y'all. We
go.
Peace. Ugh.